Making your way through work Monday takes everything you got. Then Monday night rolls around and you realize there's a shot. You're only 10 points away. All those times when your team had no fight, they're just so gosh darn frail. Then your star quarterback let another deep ball sail, and your third round pick bet on his team. Then go check out our streets where everybody knows your pain, and they listen to complaints. You wanna be where you can see our bodies bring you no shame. You wanna go where everybody knows your pain.
Welcome back to another episode of Dad Bod Fantasy Squad. I am here with Robbie Bobby. What's up, guy?
What's going on, brother?
Just trying to get some coffee plugged into my veins at this point. So we got some football coming up. Trying to get amped up. I think I'm gonna go have some wings today.
Okay, you're leaving the house, huh?
It's a scary trek outside in the outside cold world.
Dave,
But I'm gonna
what's
do
up,
it.
brother?
What's up, Dave? But yeah, I'm gonna do it, dude. I'm gonna do it.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
leave. I'm gonna go get some
I'm
wings.
happy for you.
Thank you.
Where's Sir Norton at? He is off today. He's got the morning off. It was me and Mario. We pulled short straws.
I think he comes back Tuesday at 9. I just uploaded some episodes, so I think Tuesday at 9 is when Nordy will be back. All right, so let's kind of this faster pace episode. We just try to kind of cover pretty much all of any questions that you may or may have about who to start, who to sit going forward. I'm sure if you've been on here, you know that. But before we do that, let's hit some news. Ritter will be a starter moving forward. I did not see this. This is news to me.
This is news. It came out this morning. Yeah, Ritter's going to be the quarterback moving forward for the Falcons. I think if you've listened, I think you guys know that I was excited when they went off of Ritter for all the weapons there. I don't know.
I gotta be honest.
I hate it, but I think we're just going to see what we've seen all season from this offense.
I don't know what I can't tell if this is a chicken or an egg sort of situation anymore. Does Desmond Ritter he is not playing well, but we have seen games where he could sling the ball at least.
I don't know. So, they said that they think most of his troubles were fixable, and they think that the couple weeks off might have fixed it, but I don't know, dude. Like Arthur's look good. Desperate. Doesn't look good for London. Doesn't look good for Kyle Pitts. I'm just kind of not happy with the situation. Got a question coming in here, Mario. Would you go Deontay, Pickens, or a chain at flex?
Oh,
a cane.
God,
I'm trying to get his name right.
Achan.
I'm going Achan. They said he's full go. He looks good. He's healthy.
Yeah, you gotta go Achan then.
I think you have to, dude.
It sucks because you can see our jersey, you can see Rob's hoodie. Like, we're obviously clearly biased, but we have watched a ton of this Browns defense. And if Deontay or Pickens are going to have any relevancy in fantasy, there's only two ways. And I know this kind of sounds like the same as anybody, but they would need a touchdown and they would need to break free. And the amount of times the Browns have allowed that is not many. And Rob and I talked about this on our Thursday episode with Pickens. Pickens did get free against them. I think it was a 75-yard touchdown. That happens. But if you're going to want to have the same sort of upside, but potentially a higher floor, I think it's Achan this week. Is if they're saying he's full go and he gets 12 touches, I think that's a higher floor than Deontay and Pickens.
Yeah, I think Deontay will, in PPR league, I think he'll be okay. He'll probably get 10 points or so. But I'm not expecting anything crazy. Pickens, again, I just am off of him. I don't think I haven't been a believer all season, to be honest with you, and I just don't see it happening again today. Yeah, the safety's out for the Browns, Juwan Thornhill, which can hurt them in the secondary. But the cornerback play has been so great. They're calling the right plays. They're getting pressure on the quarterback, and
what up, Albert?
I just think I don't trust either of them wide receiver wise, and I think Achane, again, if he's full go, plug and play, man, plug and play.
Keenan, Lockett, Madison, Achane, Foreman, Garrett, Zay Jones, Muth, all expected to play this week. Not many. I guess Madison is a big surprise in this list. I think he might be the biggest surprise here. Muth kind of, because he came off the IR. Keenan was an unexpected one that I just got the notice for at midnight last night saying he's expected to play. And I was like, I don't really know he was at doubt this week. But yeah, so I think Madison's a big one to me that changes your Ty Chandler streams that you were doing.
Yeah, that's where it's at, right? The Ty Chandler love that a lot of people had coming into this week. I think it takes a hit.
Noah Brown, Antonio Gibson, and Michael Wilson are out. I love your last note here, but the Noah Brown one is obviously a big note here. Antonio Gibson is kind of whatever. And then Michael Wilson's kind of a big one too, though, because he was in my DFS lineup.
So, yeah, well, it's
lineup.
Yeah,
come out.
It sucks. Antonio Gibson, I've had some love for. He was on my go get list for streaming options if you need them, just because he's been getting 5+ targets a game for the past 3 weeks. He's getting more involved. The offense is kind of clicking. They're throwing the ball 40 times a game, which kind of leads into Antonio Gibson having a bigger role. So I was a little bit higher on him, but the Noah Brown thing sucks, right? He's coming off 2 massive weeks. He started getting into the zone. He started having a really nice connection with CJ Stroud. So it sucks for him personally. I feel bad for him because he finally started getting the role that he wanted, that he started kind of playing well. So yeah, it sucks, but that's NFL.
Last note before we get to Tiff's question, Jair Alexander out, which is kind of odd that we're doing this right around the same time because she, her love for Green Bay. That's huge for Keenan. That's huge for the Chargers passing offense in general. I mean, this game has massive the potential to be a high scoring game if Jordan Love comes alive, which I think he should this week. Which brings us to this question: Elijah Moore, Jaden Reed, or JSN? I already know what way Rob's going to go. It's very clear. The dude has been kind of hyping him up for the last few weeks, even though it's been very mediocre, but not bad. Are you going JSN here? I'm assuming, right?
It's close between JSN and Jaden Reed for me.
Okay.
But I'm leaning JSN.
I think it's Jaden Reed for me.
Yeah, I mean, Tiff would know more, right? Like, if you think Jaden Reed could have a good day, I'd go with him. I think JSN has the best floor. Elijah Moore, I said this the other day, I'm kind of off of him now with the quarterback transition. I think he takes the biggest hit because there's a connection with DTR and some of the other younger receivers on this offense that I think they take a little bit of a step forward. If you think Jaden Reed could put up a day, if there's a good connection, I haven't been watching a ton of Packers football, so that's why I'm not then is a safe play.
Yeah, I want to add one thing because we're getting some questions here. I think JSN has the boom potential this week. The Rams have been really poor over the middle and really good on the outside. So if we are assuming that JSN kind of plays over the middle, which he has been, I think he could be the safe boom play here. So you could sway me to go JSN this week. The Rams again are terrible over the middle, great against outside with Witherspoon and I think it's Akil Witherspoon. We got a couple more questions in here. Tank Dell, McLaurin, Puka, start one, go Cowboys.
Tank Dell for me.
I think it's Puka for me. I mean, Puka going against the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been pretty poor. Matthew Stafford's back.
I mean, I'll tell you, it is very close between Puka and Tank. Very close. But I'm saying, so I'm leaning tank just based off of obviously Noah Brown being injured. He's not playing today. Nico's coming back from an injury. Robert Woods has been hurt all season. Who else are they going to throw to? It's going to be, for me, it's Tank, Schultz, a little bit of Nico. And CJ Stroud's been lighting it up. So I think I'm going to ride that wave right now. Yeah. And then you have a Stafford injury coming into this game. So with all that kind of adding up, I'm leaning Tank Dell. Even though I think T-Mac, all three of those have potential to have really nice days. So it's a good problem to have. I think I lean Tank.
I go Puka, but it's similar to Rob's reasons. My answer is just what else are the Rams going to do? I mean, there's Cooper Kupp. Kyron Williams isn't back from IR yet, and that's it. It's Koopa and Puka. So I'm rolling Puka here.
We're in the world of Mario.
Singletary or Sutton, non-PPR. So Sutton goes against, if I'm not mistaken, Vikings. Singletary against pretty Arizona.
Non-PPR.
Non-PPR Singletary. Yep.
Yeah. Non-PPR Singletary for me.
He ate.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to eat again today.
Sit one. Let me see if this removes the comment. It should. All right, cool. But that comment will probably pop back up on accident. DJ Moore, Godwin, or Nico? Who are you sitting?
I am sitting Godwin against San Francisco, I think. Even though they've been good against wide receivers have been good against 49ers. Man, that's a good question. I think I'm going Godwin, though.
Sitting Godwin? I'm sitting DJ Moore here. Justin Fields coming back. I have a weird suspicion that he doesn't necessarily make the full game. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
What do you mean? You don't think he's going to play the full game?
I think
they've been very cautious with him until he was 100%. That's why I'm more confident in DJ Moore this week, because I think it's a full healthy Justin Fields. They didn't rush him back. They didn't put him on IR. They wanted him to be fully healthy, so they waited this thing out as long as they could.
Yeah, Godwin's going against San Francisco, which we just saw Christian Kirk kind of light up, and we've seen wide receivers kind of light up all season. Nico is going against Arizona Cardinals, where we've seen everybody kind of light up the past few weeks. Their defense has been horrendous. DJ Moore, Chicago, they are facing, help me, Rob.
Lions.
It's out of everywhere, the Lions secondary is probably the weakest, but their defensive front makes them stronger than.
Makes me think they're going to have to throw the ball a lot.
Yeah, if he has time and if he can get to DJM. So I'm still Godwin and Nico are who I'm sticking with. I'm sitting DJ Moore. Parham or Mayer. I didn't think this would be on the docket. Yeah.
I'm going Mayer.
Is Everett out? Is there something about Everett that I'm not, or is Parham?
I didn't see anything about Everett being out. Look it up.
Because from my understanding, let me see. I got to see Parham real quick.
Oh, he is out. Okay.
Okay, so Everett.
I knew he was questionable coming in, but I didn't see anything about him being out yet.
It makes it interesting because again, who's the Chargers throwing to this week? Eckler's going to have a monster week, I think. But then you got to look at if Green Bay keeps this competitive, which I think they can. Wow, I think I didn't think I would.
Yeah, I'm starting to lean Parham. Parham with Everett being out.
And Mayer's looking good, and like that's the silly part. Like I don't think I hold on to this thought much longer. He goes against Miami.
They're gonna have to throw the ball. Both should have good days. Like both are good flyers.
I go Parham.
I don't hate it.
Jerome Ford or Rashad White. Rashad White facing that tough San Francisco defense that we've been kind of talking about. I go Jerome Ford here.
It's close. Both have very low floors, I would say, today with situation. But I have Ford I told you earlier in the week, I think Ford's going to have a nice day. He had a nice day against Pittsburgh the first time. So I'm leaning forward here.
I go forward as well. Raheem Mostert or Devin Singletary? Let's run it. Singletary, baby.
Going Mostert.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going Mostert. He still has, he's still been putting up decent points. I don't think he's, even with Chain coming back.
Chain, you got it.
With Chain coming back, I think Mostert's still gonna get his 15 touches. The offense opens up with everyone everyone's back, right? So this offense should open up going against Las Vegas. It hasn't been a terrible rush defense, but against this offense, I think there's too many weapons. I think Mostert's gonna have a nice day. I still think he's leading the league in yards per carry, if I'm not mistaken.
I like Singletary, dude.
I get it. It's a great question, but if you're asking me between the two, I'm going with the consistent play of the season, which is Mostert. He's been consistently good all season.
Yeah.
Here we go. Another Parham question. Sean Thomas coming in. Parham Muth.
Tight end.
Oh boy. So it's he's got the same two in there. Parham, Muth, Otten, Okonkwo, Mayer, or Conklin. Pick one. We just talked about Parham versus Mayer. We think they're both good. So I still think it's between these two. If I'm going off this list, it's Parham.
Hard to trust Muth. Otten's been heating up. Okonkwo is the least trustworthy in this list. Conklin has Zach Wilson.
Otten's been heating up, but he's going against the 49ers. I'm not touching it.
Right.
So for me, it's Parham versus Mayer. And
I go Parham.
I think we're leaning Parham here.
It just sucks because Parham has literally
talked ourselves into it.
He has not necessarily performed when you would think he would. He has the best game he has is 4 for 43 and a touchdown. I mean, that's what you're probably hoping for out of this list, though. 4 for 43 and a touchdown.
That's what I'm saying. I think Parham has the highest upside of the plays.
With a banged up Keenan, a non-trusting quarterback to wide receiver in Quentin Johnston. It's Eckler. You hope Keenan is okay to just in general, but I have to think that they're going to need to limit his touches a little bit. So yeah, I go Parham.
Yeah. It's crazy to say, but
PPR one flex Chandler, JSN, pick up Reed. I think it just means Jaden Reed, but maybe it was autocorrect. Rondale Moore. Wow, the Jaden Reed and JSN question strikes again. So it's not Chandler. Rondale Moore is a sneaky one that we shouldn't dismiss completely because no Michael Wilson, Kyler being back. But I think I stick with JSN here.
Yeah, I'm going JSN.
He also added Orr Foreman, but I think it's still JSN. Then we got Kyler Murray or Jay Herbert. It's Herbert versus Green Bay, Kyler Murray versus Seahawks. I think I stick with Justin Herbert here.
I'm leaning. Yeah, it's closer than I want to admit, but I'm still leaning Herbert. He's been good. He's been consistent. He's proven it. Keenan's there, so I'm still going. Herbert. Thanks
for tuning in, Sean. And of course, man, any questions you got, hey, the injuries are hitting us all. I'm going to go and then I'm going to come back to Sean's here. Maverick asks, Rashi or Hollywood PPR? You know
where you're going.
Breakout game is upon us.
I know who you're going.
Baby. Rashi Rice all the way.
I'm going Hollywood. I'm going.
Why?
Hollywood. Why? Kyler's back. I know he had a bad first game with Kyler, but
you know how it used to be CD TD? It's going to be Rashi TD soon.
Okay.
It's Rashi time.
I mean, you could hit a home run here. If it doesn't happen today, are you going to fall off this bandwagon?
Well, it's tomorrow, so no, I will not.
Who's been terrible against wide receivers?
Yeah. For redraft, maybe I fall off the bandwagon, but for dynasty, I'm still full go. because I think it's there. I think that connection is there. So I can understand if redraft.
Yeah.
Sean asks, flex Kenneth Walker or McBride. Woo, dude. So I have a team that I'm flexing McBride. I'm flexing McBride in a half PPR, and it doesn't feel great. But I have Kittle as my tight end, so it's not as good as Laporta. I think you have to go Kenneth Walker. I know the snap counts are down, but he's just so explosive. I think McBride has a good game. I think you go with the higher floor, essentially, with Kenneth Walker.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. You go with Ken Walker here. I understand wanting to do it. Like I get the thought process of it. Ken Walker's still, I think there was something there those 3 weeks where he had those down weeks. I think he was a lot more hurt than they were letting on. Last week he came back. He had a really nice week. I think we'll see what we normally see out of Ken Walker moving forward.
Oz asks, gents, Singletary or Javonte Williams to start today? Denver goes against so like you again would go back to my favorites. Javonte is always on that list, I guess, for life. I think him,
yes, he
and
is.
Now Rashi.
I'm going Singletary.
This feels too cute, Rob. Minnesota's defense has been so much better than people are giving credit for.
That's why I'm going Singletary. The defense has been playing well. The offense has been putting points up, so Denver's going to have to throw the ball, which helps Javonte in some capacity. Like he should get some of those passes in a PPR format if this is PPR. I still think Singletary is going to have a pretty decent day. He's going to get all the work there against a terrible Arizona rush defense. I'm going Singletary.
Shit.
You know the right answer.
I'm sticking with Javonte.
Oh my God.
I hate it. I hate this matchup for him. But he's kind of been a lock to get 20 plus carries or touches. And you want that in fantasy football, whether like you want that volume.
Do you think Singletary is a lock for 20 plus?
I do not. Especially if Kyler balls. He had 20 plus last week, if that's what you're checking. He had 30.
He had 20 plus last week.
But the week before, Dameon Pierce was out, he did not. So it depends on what Singletary does to start, because they gave it to him because he was cooking. He also doesn't get any receiving work. Like, I mean, he had 2 targets that whole game. 30 carries, 2 targets. Look, I'm downplaying Singletary in this regard, but you heard me hyping him up in another question. So I just go with Javonte because I think the floor of his work is there.
That's fair. I think that way. That's fair. I think the floor of Javonte is safer than Singletary. I think
Robbie froze. Unless I froze. Uh-oh. I'm going to get into another question here. We had one earlier that had both of these guys, Tank or DJ Moore. I chose Tank in this question. I think Tank has more of a connection and a better matchup. I mean, we look at the Cardinals, it's just a little bit of an easier matchup than DJ Moore coming back with Justin Fields coming back. So we're going Tank on that one. I did get a comment here. I hope you're, yeah, that was all him that froze then. Great. I'm going to answer a couple more questions that we have on our list. If you have any more, hit us up, put them in the chat. I'll answer them the best of my capability by myself. We had one Raheem Mostert or Jalen Warren. I don't think Jalen Warren has got the brunt of the work yet. We have Raheem Mostert going against, I know Warren goes against Cleveland, which is great rush defense and defense all around. Mostert's going to be facing Las Vegas, which has been sneaky good on the defensive front. So I still go with Mostert here. I think the carries and the volume will be similar to both of these guys. But I would like the upside of Raheem over Jalen Warren. last question I have here is Aaron Jones or Devin Singletary, in which I'm going Aaron Jones. I think the explosive ability of Aaron Jones against this Chargers defense is higher than Singletary's, and I want the upside of Aaron Jones. All right, all. Unless I see any more comments rolling in, the only other way I can work around it, I have receivers starting, which are Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin. The only thing is Terry could cook against New York Giants. He could. That game is so tough. The Giants versus Commanders game is so tough to read. Like, I could see that game going where Washington just stomps them, and I could also see that game going where it's 17-7 finish. Terry's been good, though. I mean, he just hasn't had many touchdowns. No, I don't think you work around it, by the way. I think you stick with what you have here. Luke asks, Stafford or Lawrence? Who's T-Law got? Who's Jacksonville got? Jags face Tennessee. Stafford faces the Seahawks. I go Stafford. I hate it. Coming back from an injury, Lawrence just hasn't been playing very well. I go Stafford here. Cook, Henderson, or Herbert. I'm assuming that's James Cook, Darrell Henderson, Khalil Herbert. I go Laporta on the last one, which is Kincaid or Laporta. I go Laporta. Kincaid is... I do think they're going to have to utilize Kincaid against the Jets defense, but I do Laporta over Kincaid this week. James Cook, Henderson, or Herbert. Part of me feels that Darrell Henderson should absolutely destroy the Seattle defense. They have the Seahawks defense. I talked about it on our Thursday episode. Seahawks defense has been horrendous against the run lately, and I could see Darrell Henderson just absolutely crushing it. I think you go with the safety play and go James Cook, though. So James Cook, I want to see what Khalil Herbert does when he comes back. So we'll have to see it when he comes back. Don't see any other questions in here. Assuming that we're all getting ready for week 11, we will be back on Monday. Text your boy the link. I'll hop on the phone. I'm going to hop off here, Rob. We'll be back on Monday tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then we got Thanksgiving. So I don't think we'll be back Sunday, but we'll be on our phones. We'll be on Twitter. So if you have any questions, make sure to shoot it over to us. But tune into the episodes on Monday and Tuesday. We'll answer any questions we can at that point, right? It's going to be early in the week, but we'll answer whatever we can. But enjoy the holidays, enjoy Thanksgiving football, and make sure you give us a follow at Dad Bod FS. All right, for myself and for what Rob used to be, we love you guys. Peace. Thank you for watching our episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
If you aren't already following us on Twitter, check us out at Dad Bod FS.
We'll be posting all of our best clips and videos to all of our social media: TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. You can find us on there at Dad Bod Fantasy Squad.
Lastly, if you'd rather just listen, we make sure we post our audio of each episode on all the major streaming platforms. Stick with us all season long so together we can count our trophies and not our calories.